Happy Halloween, everybody, and welcome to our 2018 Halloween show here. And let's start it off with a review of this year's Treehouse of Horror. I really enjoyed this year's Treehouse of Horror. I think The Simpsons did a great job with this year's little special they did. Probably my favorite segment this year was, of course, when Lisa finally lost it. But of course it was not her fault. She probably aced it, of course, but Bart changed all the answers and of course resulted in failing that assignment for her. But I kind of liked how Miss Hoover, her teacher, was kind of like, I know this was changed. I don't care. She just ignored it. And you could obviously tell, though, the pen, it's different color. You could tell, you could tell that it was definitely altered, but she didn't care. She had a reason to. But I kind of find it funny how you just see how crazy she went because she knew who did it. It was, of course, Milhouse, Nelson, and Bart. And she just went at it on it. She locked them in this room and definitely kind of tortured them. And you also get to see a little bit like a split personality with Lisa. She definitely kind of like snapped in a way, which I thought was hilarious to see. But honestly, I definitely enjoyed that the most. And of course, you see that final kind of thing, what happened with Milhouse. I still keep laughing at what happened to Milhouse. It was just hilarious. And then, of course, when she finally calmed down a little bit, and then the story ended, but it was just like, Marge kind of had to save the day. But yeah, and then I liked how at the end she locked Homer in the trunk of the car. I don't know why, I really did enjoy this story. Just probably because it was definitely Halloween feeling, but it was also very different. And it's kind of like, Lisa's kind of, it just adds a little bit craziness to Lisa, how much grades mean to her, and it definitely exaggerated it. So I really enjoyed that. Of course, the first segment of the little episode was, of course, which I found very funny, not probably my greatest one of it, but it was still okay. And that was, of course, where all the town was being invaded by pod people, kind of, invasion of the body snatchers, how they were all being, taken over. And I kind of think I like how Comic Book Guy was the very first one that happened to, and it was kind of cool, his little reaction to it. But overall, this is probably my weakest story in this kind of compilation they did this year, just because I felt it was, good at parts, but also it kind of felt a little bit rushed. I find it kind of funny how they kind of made fun of a little bit of Apple. They definitely did that with their own little kind of company that they parody on that one. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how the pod people were, how they were a little bit different, but also there, and kind of see how they start taking over it. And it's kind of really funny, honestly, how it ended. Everything was alive. Everyone lived. Now they're on this new world, and I felt that was just kind of hilarious. Now, of course, the last story of this compilation, of course, was a little parody of Jurassic Park, where basically this Jurassic Park is actually a senior home. And this was, of course, devised by Mr. Burns. And you just see all the elderly citizens of Springfield very happy, and their relatives are going there to see how this park is going. And it was just hilarious how Homer went to the thermostat, turned it down a little bit, and they all turned into dinosaurs. Yes, the elderly dinosaurs. And it was hilarious seeing how all these dinosaurs took on their personalities. I felt still sorry for Mole Man. He still became like a mole man. Poor guy. He always gets kind of left behind a little bit. But kind of funny how maybe the elderly go on a rampage against everyone, but in turn they have to figure out how to save them and stop it, and this was just hilarious. Now, of course, the episode opened up with Homer having a little eating contest with Cthulhu. Cthulhu? Let's go with Cthulhu. And of course, it was hilarious seeing Homer battling Cthulhu, and of course, he won. Poor Cthulhu. He definitely did not end up living happily ever after that eating contest. Probably that teaches any mythical creature never to have an eating contest with Homer Simpsons. But overall, I really enjoyed this year's Treehouse of Horror. I thought it was definitely probably one of my favorite ones in the last couple of years. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It was a great addition to the Treehouse of Horror lineup. So now let's take a little look at my Pennywise shelf that I have in the old set. Of course, we have this Funko movie moment of Georgie and Pennywise in the gutter, of course. This is a really awesome movie moment, probably one of my favorites. Of course, we have right over here a Pennywise pop, and behind him a Dorb of Pennywise. And we do have the 1990 Pennywise right here. This is the black and white grayscale version from Hot Topic, and this is by the Loyal Subjects. Then we got some Funko mystery minis in the background of the Losers Club. We got the metal version of the SS Georgie. And we got some more mystery minis of Pennywise himself. And we got some Pennywise cereal. Of course, Funko-Os. I have not tried these yet, but I'm assuming they're going to taste exactly like the other Funkos I tried a couple months ago. I'm just assuming. So yeah, there you guys go. There is, of course, my Pennywise collection. Continuing with our little Halloween show, the last thing we're going to review tonight is, of course, Constantine, City of Demons. Enjoy. Demons of Constantine are finally catching up with him in, of course, Constantine, City of Demons. We, of course, reviewed the first 30 minutes of this little movie way back in March when they released the first 30 minutes, of course, on the CW Seed. The link to that review will be in the description below if you do want to check that out. So I'm not going to focus too much on the first 30 minutes in this kind of review because I feel that would be a little bit, repetitive. But I am going to kind of mention, of course, what I liked about that part really quickly here. So I'm not going to drag down the video. I liked in that how we saw a little bit of Constantine's backstory with, of course, Newcastle, and a little bit about what happened there, which I thought was really cool. And I thought the animation was pretty good, and of course, Matt Ryan as Constantine was amazing. So, of course, this picks up where, of course, in the last one, he is, of course, in LA now, and he meets the demon. A demon took over Chas's daughter, Trish. Now, of course, Constantine's gonna want to save her. But in doing so, he has to do a little favors for this little demon, who turns out to be someone very connected to Newcastle, which definitely I was excited to see. That was awesome. It connected everything. Now, of course, Constantine being Constantine, he does it in his very own way, which I was kind of very laughing at. Now, of course, he finds, this kind of the devil, kind of like a, not a devil, but a very demon kind of character. And he kind of lures him to a church where he lures all the demons there, and he basically lets this one demon eat all 5 of them, pretty much solving his entire problem in one thing. In classic Constantine, he basically saved his problem by basically letting someone else do it, which I really enjoyed. But of course, now Constantine has to deal with the big bad, that other demon who's really the demon that's really going to be bad for Constantine. Now, in doing so, this results in some really unfortunate things for his best friend, and that was kind of sad to see because, of course, it's like his whole life is now going to be different because of the new, this, and this is kind of like the LA incident now for Constantine. He has the Newcastle, and now he has the LA incident. But overall, I really did enjoy Constantine City of Demons. It was a great 90 minutes. The animation, of course, was still amazing. Matt Ryan did a great voice acting, and there was a lot of good twists, a lot of good turns, and a lot of the more kind of demons that they animated were amazing. They had a lot of good kind of, definitely, imagery to them, some grosser, some very cool kind of designs to them, and I really enjoyed it. Now, this is, of course, they took the R rating and actually used it to their advantage, where they were able to show a little bit more. So I think in this case, the R rating was very a necessity, which is kind of good to see, honestly, because sometimes I feel with these DC animated movies, it's just R for the sake of being R. This one didn't feel like that. This one actually felt pretty good, and I really enjoyed that. Now, of course, what did you guys think of Constantine City of Demons? Again, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I really like this one. I would definitely give this one a 9 out of 10. It was a great movie, and it was definitely a long time waiting, because it was like, oh, March, October. Oh, that's not that long, honestly, of waiting. Totally not. No, totally. Constantine City of Demons, some great animation, and we get to see a lot more about Constantine, and Matt Ryan does a really amazing job. So yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone who has watched the first 30 minutes and enjoyed this, pick this one up as soon as possible. Well, thank you guys for watching this year's Halloween show. I really hoped you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.